Welcome back to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex coming to you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. You can check us out for anything under the sun that you might want to say or get at us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And as well as realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com to check out the wonderful pages, insights, our book links at the bottom of the blog in the About Me section, and so much more. You can also check us out on TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, and many other things that are opening up. Let's jump right into this and let's get it going. So I wanted to call this little segment, yes, a snippet of just a little piece of the loves that we dose on, is hashtag the harvest. Yes, hashtag the harvest. And we're diving in a little extra strong on the punchline under that minute mark because I wanted to really get this verified and clarified out there to those who are wondering, what do you mean by the harvest, Lex? I know you say so many things that are, connected together and double-edged swords, but what does that mean? And I collectively have been looking at all the things throughout the lifetimes of all those around me and the ones I've experienced thus far. And I look at the fact that, are we reaping the harvest? Are we seeing the harvest? Are we feeling the harvest? And I mean, in those double, triple doses of what I can give, what have you been planning out there in your fields of greatness? What have you been planning out there? And what have you been planting out there? Have you been planting those seeds enough to where you can only sprout out a couple crops? And the harvest that you have is short-lived, so therefore you have short feelings of goals and dreams and aspirations basically acquired. But at the same time, if we're only, for example, planting enough ears of our greatness, let's just say via corn, and we only have enough corn to sustain us for about a month, what happens? We have that momentum and then we go straight back down. But we don't have anything else to fall back on that momentum either. If we're sitting here planting our gardens or anything else that we have with the love and the wonderfulness of what we're going to have once the harvest of our cucumbers grow, or tomatoes, or onion patch, or potato patch, anything that we're basically planting, what is the harvest and the return going to be on that? It is always an ROI, even to the point of you being the greatest person you can versus not wanting to be. Whether you go out there and you plant something that is a poisonous plant and it literally grows into the most beautiful, harmonious section you've seen, touching it or eating it or being around it could kill you or make you extremely sick. So at the same time, what are you and what are we reaping and sowing, right? But it's not even that. The harvest, hashtag the harvest, is exactly what we've been planting and planning this entire time. I had one of my friends named Jim, and he was saying to himself, man, I have spent so many years, doing my thing to where I made so many regrets when I was back in the day, my younger days, doing what I wanted to do. And I learned from a lot of things, but I got myself to where I wanted to on a platform to where I needed to. And I found the woman that I was supposed to marry, and I married her. And I am so happy I can go home to that one woman I go home to every night. Now, it might be different levels of people's spirituality, intuition, careers, whatever is driving you to be in the position that you are right now, or maybe just a little distraction or boredom or confusion. Whatever that is, you still have to understand, well, we all do. And I mean you, we, us. That's what we're all here. I'm taking from this just as well. Anthony, Angela, the thousands of you, the hundreds of you, the singles of you, the double digit, doesn't matter. Someone's hearing the message within this broadcast. I know that even when we do good things to others or for others, we can spoil them into an understanding of thinking, man, I can do whatever I want. And we in our minds, we're sowing the good seed. We're giving them exactly what we want, whether it be spoiling children, spoiling significant others, spoiling ourselves, yes. But it all comes down with the harvest that comes between it. Now, if it's for ourselves, we look at it later on like, man, I really went over budget, or I could have really invested that here and there, or I needed it at this time. If it's our children or those that we love, little ones, man, it was fun spoiling and doing this, but they didn't learn a work ethic, or they always want me to give, and then I feel bad when I can't because I've given too much already and I don't have enough left. Or they're going to think things are handed to them in life, and it's not. I haven't really spent time with them. I've just been buying that time that I haven't spent with them, or haven't had the time to have to give to them. Or I've been in love with this person and trying to show them my love via this material way, and now that I need them to show up and step up for it, I can't, because I don't want them to misconstrue my love. I'm pointing at myself right now. In different ways. Okay, like I said, it's for us, and I can point out my stuff on every single one of these episodes all the time. And I hope that we just have that self-discovery as well. And we can sit there and be like, man, I don't want to buy them, extra watch this week, or I don't want to pay their cell phone bill this month. And it's not to be rude, it's just the point, like, you're like, well, I'm buying love at this point. And not that they're going to see it that way, but after, even if a person is used to texting you every single morning, every single night, and all of a sudden they just stop doing it in between, we automatically have that human instinct to be like, oh, what happened? What's wrong? They don't feel the same anymore. So it's always a pattern, right? And it's all about choices. So at the end of the day, did the harvest reap? Are we looking at it and saying, man, it still didn't give me love? 17 people dating later, and everything I distribute and show to them is still not giving me the harvest that I'm sowing into. So no matter what it is. Now, when you study the greatest books ever in the world, and the origination of the greatest words ever given from the inspiration of the creator of all things, you can only have a harvest back, and the harvest given to you. You can only seek those things when you open yourself up and allow the great spirit of intuition and the ether and universal properties to permeate you with that great deep feeling of what true love is. The patience, the kindness, the giving, the not jealous, the non-boastful, all of that, the non-malice, just always persevering. That's what you reap from it. That's a given. When you open your mind, not to use it to say, oh, well, it says this, so I'm going to use it my way. No, what it really means. When you take that time to take care of yourself on a whole nother level, besides just going shopping and make sure your mind and your spirit and your body is connected into one, or just taking a sip of tea and just chilling back and listening to some music, whatever it might be on that level of bringing yourself to a higher elevation, the harvest is already there. When you take care of the things that you need to put forth into the ground of life, souls, hearts, of everything, even if you have a backyard, people, no matter what it may be, the harvest will always show you what exactly has been sown within its roots. It always will. And sometimes you can't help but the weather's going to bring a drought or a drenching. You can't help it. There's going to be some locusts. You can't help. That's what it is. The elements that come at what you're sowing are basically the things that are out of your control, out of our control. We can't help those things. We can pray them and shoo them away, or try to prevent them, or do some kind of protection mode on them. And it might help to a certain degree, but at the same time, they're there to let us know that no matter how much an obstacle might fly or come about our way, perseverance is the key. Faith is the substance of things yet hoped for and not yet seen. That's what it is. And that is from the Bible. No matter what version you look at, that is the truth. So ultimately, people put such a bad stigma on things like that, the Bible, or whatever books they want to read, or so forth. And I figured this way: every motivational guide, every intuitive spirit, everything comes from the stemming of that Holy Grail. And every intuition into the books that move us the most, the movies, the life, the understanding, the talent, comes from all that is. So no matter if people want to acknowledge it or not, that's what it is. You can place any name that you wish to place upon it, but it's ultimately going to be the same universal property it has always been and always will be. It is forever there, beyond our knowledge. Because at the same time, if we did and we had that knowledge, we would be able to stay alive in these physical forms with no deterioration forever, no pain, no nothing. So I encourage you to basically look into the harvest that is awaiting you, for one, and that you have already started planting and planning that's about to sprout up later. Not like our mother says and my grandma said, God rest my grandma's soul, and blessings to my beautiful mother, beautiful, thriving mother. it's still the same thing as don't borrow trouble. Don't look forward to tomorrow and say, wow, oh my gosh, I listened to the episode with Lex and I don't think I saw it pretty good. I mean, you can always go back and track your steps and try to undo some of the things at a nice pace and what's done, or change the course of direction. When you get up and you have another day of breath, that's another day for you to make and change your steps differently, no matter how minute or how grand they may be. The harvest is already given within you. The harvest of the promise that you were given this day and the last day to do what you need to do and have what you need to have. That is the harvest and the promises given to us already. Some will make it past or won't even make it out of the birth canal. Some will make it to their first breath of their few days. Some will make it to 120. Some will make it to 30, 40, 50, 60. And we never know. And that's when elements and outside circumstances come in there. Or it's just the way the life is coursed to be. Our time is done here. I'm not saying completed, but it's finished for where it's at. Now, just because the person says, well, they're gone before their time. Yeah, maybe they're gone before they're supposed to be doing what they're supposed to do within that time of not seeking the harvest or understanding what they were sowing to harvest. Not saying that their passing is their fault in all the ways and elements, because maybe they just didn't see it on different levels. It's harder and harder to see through things nowadays, of course. But it was time for the transition of understanding the harvest now is their spirits being able to ascend to another plane beyond the flesh. So no matter how we break it down, how we look at it, how we muster it up, the harvest is always there. The harvest has always been there. And that's the abundance, that's the fruitfulness, that is the vivaciousness of everything that we call life. Everything that we are, everything that we will be, and the souls that we touch tomorrow. Because like I said in many episodes, and I always take this to the core, what we're not doing today affects all those things, people, time, and elements that were supposed to be affected tomorrow. And what we're not doing tomorrow will affect them in the future and us and so on. So us doing that, supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time, making that deadline or that date, or opening a certain door for someone, everything is seemingly connected. Even the ant that goes and takes the breadcrumb. Everything has a repercussion. Everything has a warning to it. Everything has a sign. Everything has a blessing. So the harvest is so connected, so much deeper than what can we get out of it or what we're giving out of it. The harvest comes from every single one of us that's connected upon this earth. And we have to be able to look deeper into what it is that is already there and awaiting not only us, but those, well, everyone connected to it. So I hope that's not too deep of an understanding and it's not too light of an understanding. It's just right for the message that's given to each and every ear, mind, heart, soul that's listening to it. But continue to be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the Spirit. This is your host, Lex, always coming to you straight from the heart. Check us out at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com and realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Much more to come to you via YouTube and our .coms that are coming, as well as a special little partner sister company that's coming out too, that is definitely best made to change millions of lives, if not hundreds of thousands. And I love it, and it's a wonderful thing. The product is us, and we are the sellers. We have to learn how to sell the product that's already within us. That's all. So don't forget to keep tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. You're amazing. Hashtag the harvest. Find where yours is and find out what yours has grown. We'll be back with you, and stay blessed. And we'll hear from you very, very soon.